Hey guys, welcome back. I cannot tell you how much I loved the reaction to the last YouTube video I put up. It was amazing. You guys, your comments and your likes and your DMs telling me that you enjoyed it and everybody just being super lovely about the whole thing. Thank you so much. As you know, this video was supposed to go up last week. I did say I'd be posting every Friday. Unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties. I also have some difficulty speaking apparently, but some technical difficulties which are, look, the Wi-Fi that I am exposed to is not great, and in my house I have hardly any. I spend 90% of my time out here in nature and I travel up and down the west coast of Ireland, and it is not easy to get strong enough Wi-Fi to upload a YouTube video. This is my first sort of experience with uploading YouTube videos. I didn't realise how much bandwidth that took. I'm now aware of it and I'm trying to find a solution. At least this one's up. It should be regular after this. I think I'm on the ball with it now. But yes, I'm sorry that we had to wait for this one for so long. This video is going to be me answering my most asked question. It's my most asked question by miles, and it has nothing to do with the things that I think, and it has nothing to do with my perspective on life. It's what are the clothes you're wearing and what gear do you use every day? I've been reluctant to answer this question because I don't want people to feel like they need specific gear to go out and enjoy the outdoors. I have some pretty nice gear because I've been at this for years and I receive gifts and I've saved up and I've bought stuff because that's what I do with my life. I don't want people to feel like they need the same gear as me to be able to go out and enjoy the outdoors, because that's not true at all. I started with a pair of jeans and a pair of Air Force Ones and just a Nike hoodie, do you know? So you can do it with anything. I just, have stuff now because I've been at it for ages. I will also prefix this by saying I'm not paid by or affiliated to any of the brands I'm about to talk about. I'm not paid by or affiliated to any brand at all, in fact. A lot of people seem to think that I was sponsored by Patagonia because I put up a video complaining about one of their t-shirts, and I'll point out, I love the brand Patagonia. I really do. Their clothes are fantastic. They really are. I have a problem with the fact that I'm quite wide up top and they're tight under my armpits. I put up a video complaining about that and I think everybody took it a little too seriously. I'll just upsize, I'll just buy a bigger t-shirt. I still love the brand. Everybody got a little bit, they got their knickers twisted by that, but look, it is what it is. That's the internet for you, huh? But I love the brand Patagonia. If it was up to me, I'd pretty much only have their stuff, not because of the clothing company themselves, or the clothes that they make rather, but just because I love what they do for the planet. Like, I see them as a group of activists that also sell clothes, realistically, more than anything else. Sorry, I keep scratching my nose. Hay fever make your nose itchy. Unfortunately, it's very expensive clothing. And I have just received gifts and bought stuff over the years, and I just have things from years ago, so not much of what I own is Patagonia. If it was up to me, it probably would all be, except, some specific bits that I like from other companies. There are other companies that I think are really great. I know there's a company called Passenger. They seem to do they plant a tree for every order you make. What a great idea. And I know there are plenty other companies. I don't know the ethics of almost any other company other than Patagonia, to be honest. I haven't done that much looking into it. I'm aware that is it Arc'teryx do a recycling program as well. I could be totally wrong about that. I'm not sure. I don't own any Arc'teryx, but as I go through this, I'm sure a lot of people will get upset about the fact that a lot of these are brands that probably have terrible ethics. I'm sure that's true. I haven't really looked into it at all. Obviously, I wish they all had great ethics, but these are just the things that I have, and I don't have the amount of money where I could just get rid of everything that I have and replace it with all ethical brands. This is stuff that I've gained over years and years and years while learning about all that kind of thing, and here we are. This is all the stuff that I use. This is all stuff that I can vouch for. It's all stuff that I think works really well, but I can't speak for the ethics of those brands. Now, once that's out of the way, which it is now, hopefully, let's proceed. The jacket. Everybody asks me about the jacket. It was a gift. I think it was I'm not sure how much, a good few hundred. I think it was 300 or 400 as far as I'm aware, but it was a gift, so I'm not entirely sure. I also didn't know anything about it as the people asked me for the reference number and what's the name so they could buy it as well. I don't know. From my comment sections, I've learned that I think it's called the Traverse, the North Face Traverse jacket. I don't know how accurate that is, but I think it is the North Face Traverse. It is dry vent, not Gore-Tex, which I really like. because lower price point seems to work exactly the same as Gore-Tex to me. I have had no problems with its waterproofing, and I think Gore-Tex is extremely expensive. I have had a reasonable amount of experience with Gore-Tex, and I think Dryvent is just as good, and it definitely is a little bit cheaper. So yeah, that's the jacket. That's all the information that I have. I love it for a bunch of reasons. One of them being it has waterproof zips right here. Oh, if I can get to my hand. It has this one right here, which I often keep, you know, a camera, a phone, my car keys, whatever. It has one right here. All the zips are like rubber coated, so they're waterproof, which is amazing for me. I can't tell you how great that is to know that my pockets are going to be dry. Also, another just anecdotal thing, it doesn't have any real use, but the pockets on the sides are quite high up. They're not like, you know, like down at the bottom. You know, when I put them in, they're like up here, and I love that, personally. It doesn't have the zips. You know, some of them have a vent, zips under the arm, which I've definitely experienced in jackets to be great. This one doesn't have it. But it has, I'm going to do the unimaginable now. It's not going to be good. I'm going to take the microphone off the stick and I'm going to clip it to my hat because I need both hands for this video. If that's too much for you, avert your eyes now. It doesn't feel right. I hope you guys can still hear me pretty well. It's going to stay there now for the duration of this video because this feels weird to have both hands, but I need them, unfortunately. If I unzip it, it has a little zippy pocket on the inside, which I find very handy. And honestly, it's a great jacket. I'm sure other jackets would perform very much the same, but I love the way this one looks. And it was a gift from my partner, and she got it for me for my birthday just gone. And that just means so much to me because, you know, it is very expensive and we don't have a lot of money, and she really put herself out by buying it. And it's sentimental to me for that reason. I don't think I'd ever change it for another jacket. Everybody gets on my case about the fact that, oh, it's a big designer company because it's North Face, and oh, you know, this, that and the other, the ethics of that company, that's consumerism. Okay. Sure, I love my jacket, and you're not gonna make me change my mind about that. My views on everything still stay the same. I love my jacket. This is a Klattermusen. I probably butchered that pronunciation. Please let me know. It's a Klattermusen bag. It's waterproof. It's a crossbody. It has a little flappy lid. This is probably the second thing I get the most questions about. Jacket, then bag. I got it because it's waterproof. My mum, mother, mam is what we say in Ireland. Mam, got it for me for Christmas. And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's phenomenal. People always ask me about it, and the things that I love about it is waterproof, which is basically the biggest thing about it. Aesthetically, I really enjoy the way that it looks, and the brand Klattermusen, it means climbing mouse, and I love rock climbing, and I just think that that's really cool. I think it means climbing mouse. I do not speak German, and I think this is an Austrian brand, but German, and I don't know, but I think that's what it says, and I love it. And it has a little mouse's head as the logo. It's great. It has a little drawstring, like friction hitch, like climbing rope style friction hitch. And the other thing is, when I bought it, it has a little loop right here to close it, like that. This was ripped when I got it from the company. I ordered it from Klattermusen. It took a really long time to arrive, actually. It took, I think, 2 weeks, two or 3 weeks. It took a really long time, longer than you'd expect from a big company. I suppose they're not that big, but this bit was ripped. It's just like a little loop that goes over this toggle, and it was torn. I thought about sending it back, but then I was like, I can just wrap something around it and sew it and it'll just be fine. So I just fixed it, and it's been absolutely great since. What's inside it, which is another thing I often get asked about, is I have a black diamond head torch. Fantastic head torch. I use it as soon as it gets dark, pretty much every day. That's my favourite head torch that I've ever used. I've tried a few, and that's definitely been the best one. I have a Leatherman multi-tool, which is just knife, pliers, saw, screwdriver, that kind of thing. I'm just popping them on the floor over here so I don't have to repack it. My car keys, which are obviously have to stay dry. I have a slight tiny little electrocutor is what it is. It's for bug bites. I know that not everybody can use these. If you have like a bad heart condition, if you have a pacemaker, if you're pregnant, you can't use these. But it gives you a little electric shock on if you have a bug bite. I have one right here, and I just 5 clicks and it electrocutes you. It's kind of sore, but it works really well. Stops the bug bite from swelling and itching, basically. I keep one of these. That's the wrong way around. I think they're called ferro rods, but I've always just called it a flint. I have it on me all the time, pretty much. I think I have one more thing in here. Yep, I have a pink grapefruit lip balm, which I love. It smells great, and I love a lip balm. I'm going to take this bag off now. And I'm going to, first I'm going to struggle getting it off, apparently. And then I'm going to take off the jacket, because it's very warm. Underneath, I am wearing a t-shirt that I wear often, actually. It's by a brand called Panamon. Has a design on the back. I'm not affiliated to this brand either. I'm not affiliated to any brand. They just sent me this some time ago. I did tell them that I was going to, if I ever posted a picture in it, I would tag them, but I never posted a picture in it, so I never tagged them. And they never paid me or anything to do that. They asked me, they said, if we sent you a t-shirt, would you like that? And I said, I'm not willing to advertise your product. I'm sorry. That's not something that I'm willing to do. No offense to your product. It's just not my style. And they went, do you know what? That's fine. It's a gift. You can just have it. And if you choose to post it, that's great. But if you don't, that's fine. And I never posted it, and they never complained. They were very cool about it. I really like the t-shirt. I like the colour. I like the design. It has like flowers on the back. And they sent it to me in completely biodegradable packaging. So you could just put it in your compost. All the packaging, you just take it out, put the packaging in the compost, which was great. I thought that was really good. Except for I think the shipping label. You have to peel that off before you put it in the compost. But everything else was great. So again, I have no affiliation to them, but really nice t-shirt. I did look at their website. I didn't see much other stuff that I specifically liked, but this t-shirt, really, really good. This hat is just a Patagonia baseball cap. And I'll do the shoes really quickly. Right now, and usually, excuse me, little burp there, I'm wearing these Birkenstock sandals. These are falling apart so horrendously. They're years and years old. I super glued them last night. And it's not the first time I've had to do it either. It's nothing to do with Birkenstock not being a good brand. I've just abused these horrifically. To the point where Birkenstock kind of have a little lip at the end that your toes sit behind. I cut that off with a knife because it got so messed up. I cut it off. So these have been heavily modified and glued back together. But I wear them constantly. I wear these on hikes. Now, I do not suggest you do that. That's definitely not good for your ankles. That's definitely not good for you in general. But I wear them on hikes all the time. I've done like big mountains in these. And loved every minute of it. The ankle support is terrible. I've probably rolled my ankle 50 times, and your feet get wet. They get absolutely soaked, but I loved every second of it. The other shoes that I have are these, which are trail running shoes. I love them because they've got a big wide toe box, so my toes get, space to wiggle around like barefoot shoes, but they still have padding on the bottom because I have flat feet. And I struggle pretty badly with barefoot shoes. I'm sure I could get used to them, but I haven't gotten used to them, and they hurt my feet because I have fallen arches, basically. Sorry I keep going down and reaching to my leg. It's because there's flies everywhere, and they love to get all over your legs when you have bleeding bug bites. The gear that I use, I'll get into now. So this is a hatchet that I carry with me pretty much all the time. It's a great little hatchet. I've had it for ages. Crazily sharp, very light. It's got a plastic handle. I put this paracord on there myself. I use it for just splitting firewood, or sometimes when I'm setting up a hammock and there's a few dead branches, like little bits that get in the way, I just chop them off. I find this to be a necessity. I have it either with me on hikes or in the car, pretty much constantly. I don't know what brand it says Fiskars, Fiskars. I don't know anything about that brand. I just grabbed this one from somewhere. I don't remember where. This is my backpack, and I use it constantly. This is probably my pride and joy. It was, again, a gift. I think they are quite expensive if you have to buy them. It's a Patagonia disperser. It's not the guide water. Disperser, I think. It's a roll top. It's completely waterproof. When it's rolled shut, it says it's not submersible on the website, but I have submerged it with camera equipment in it, and it's all been fine. These are quick draw climbing clips that I added myself. The reason I have these is because I love rock climbing. But I actually carry them with me for a totally different reason. First of all, they look great on the bag, but that's pretty second-hand to the fact that they're the handiest thing ever. I use them constantly. So often I'm like, oh, how will I just, oh, I'll just use the climbing clip. Or how do I attach this to, oh, I'll just use the clip. I've used these as belts so many times, you know. I'll get one of the quick draw clips, I'll put it on the 2 belt loops, pull it together and clip it over, and it's a belt, you know, when I don't have a belt. It's fantastic. The bag, completely waterproof. Patagonia, I think it's the disperser. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think it is. And it's really, really light. For a waterproof bag, it's like 1.1 kilos, which is so light. It's a 40-litre bag as well when you open it, because you can unroll it, you know, and just, if you had a lot in it, just close the top and it'll still be sealed, but it's like a 40-litre bag. So I take this with me. It's pretty much the only bag I ever use. It's amazing. I love it. I then have something I get asked about a lot as well, which is this buddy. And he is my best friend. This is my hammock. It's by a brand called Robens, like Robbins, but with an E, so Robens. I can't remember exactly how much it was. It was quite expensive for me because I don't have a lot of money, but I think that it wasn't vastly expensive, you know, in the world of equipment. It wasn't thought of as an expensive piece of equipment. I find this absolutely fantastic. I will be buying a tent pretty soon because that's something I'm really excited to get into, is tent camping. I've done it quite a lot, but I don't own my own tent at the moment. I just have the hammock. It has a rain fly, a bug net that goes inside that's attached to the hammock. Clip it onto 2 trees. Best night's sleep that you could have. It's phenomenal. Everybody always asks me, is it comfortable? It's a hammock. Not really. I know you can lie diagonally. I know you can lie like this. For a hammock, it's very comfortable, actually. But it is a hammock, and hammocks just aren't a very comfortable way to sleep for me. I know a lot of people are fine with it, but I find them quite difficult. So I'm going to be transitioning to a tent quite soon. Which I'll be putting stories up about, because I have a buy me a coffee, which is where people can, like, it's not like, I guess like donations, you can, it's in my bio, link in bio, and you can go and donate me the price of a coffee. And it's just a nice thing that people do for me, which is I'm so grateful for. And it added up to about 360 euros eventually. I'd left it in there for ages, and then I was like, I'd love to buy a tent. I found a tent for 280. I withdrew the money, and you get taxed, well, not taxed, but like, well, I guess taxed by the website crazily, and they take a lot of it. So I got 300 from the 360. They took like 60. And the tent was 280. So I'm going to buy the tent, and I'll keep you guys posted about that. That is pretty much all of them. Oh, wait, no. I have this as well, which is just a bucket hat. It's just a regular old bucket hat. It's slightly water resistant. It's not why I use it, really. I mainly use it for sun protection, but it is actually quite nice that the water does splash off the front when you wear it. It has a little pocket on the side that people refer to as a baggy pocket. If you know, you know. I don't use it for that, but that's what everybody seems to talk about it being. It is a baggy pocket. That's what everybody likes about it. I just think it looks quite nice. If you would like me to talk more about my opinions on brands, I will. And now I'm going to pretend that you said, oh yeah, please carry on about that, because it's something I really want to talk about, and I think it ties into my conversation because I just showed you all my gear really nicely. As I said in the start of the video, I think that Patagonia is probably the brand you should go for if you're ethically driven, because it's, you know, it's to my opinion unbeatable for its ethics. And ever since I was, you know, really young, I've always been fangirling over Patagonia, and it's just unfortunately quite expensive. I will be buying another Patagonia t-shirt quite soon, I imagine, because the one I have is a little too small, and as everybody said, size up, so I will. I'm going to get a bigger, baggier t-shirt, because I like big baggy t-shirts anyway. This one's not, but usually I like big baggy t-shirts. But I do wear clothes and use equipment from companies and brands that don't align with my beliefs or my opinions. And everybody gets really upset with me about that. But I'm just a guy, you know? I just have equipment because I'm an outdoorsy guy. I can't afford to have all of the equipment from somebody I think is ethical. And I also I have clothes from years ago. Like I have a Carhartt bum bag that I use all the time when I'm going running or hiking and I don't want to use the crossbody. And look, I don't think that Carhartt probably have great ethics. I don't know anything about the brand particularly, but I'm sure, you know, somebody's going to turn around and go, sweatshops, non-ethically sourced products. I'm sure, but I'm not going to throw away the bum bag and get something else, because that's just consumerism. I'm just going to keep what I have until it falls apart. Like even Birkenstocks. I have no idea what the story is with the ethics on Birkenstocks, but these are destroyed. They're falling apart completely. There's chalk coming, oh, not chalk, caulk coming off in my hands as I speak. Like it's crumbling. Like the other one is, the sole is gone. This is just caulk and it's just splitting all over the place, and it's mostly super glue at this stage. But to me, that's how I combat consumerism. I have things that are definitely what you would consider consumerist products, like that North Face jacket. I think it's like nearly a €400 jacket. I think it was $350 actually. That's really expensive. And there are other brands that would make something probably as waterproof for less money. If I couldn't afford Patagonia, I mean, you know, which is what I would have gone for ethically. But there are brands like Craghoppers. I think they might just be in Ireland, but they might be everywhere. Craghoppers are a great brand that do like cheap waterproof jackets. Trespass, Regatta, I think again that might just be in Ireland, I'm not sure, could be global, I don't know. But they're really cheap and they do great waterproof jackets. I don't know how they hold up against that because that's what I have and that's what I use. But there's a lower price point that's less consumerist, and I'm sure there are much more ethical companies. I know that Patagonia is more ethical than the North Face as far as I'm aware. I know the North Face say they do a lot of conservational things and they're very sustainable. I don't know how true that is. I haven't researched any of it. But when people get down on my case about the fact that I wear stuff like that, I've been alive for 27 years collecting clothes and equipment, and you know, you learn about stuff. If I could start again right now, I definitely probably wouldn't have the same things that I have, but they all work really well for me, and so I'm going to carry on with them. And if they break, I'll replace them with something more ethical. But that just hasn't happened yet. They're all doing really well. They're good equipment. The other thing is, as I said at the start of this video, I'm not paid by or affiliated to any company at all that in the slightest. I would totally consider being affiliated with Patagonia, just because I agree with them so much. I wouldn't say that I would do it. I would consider it. If I did it, it would be because I just like to be involved with them as a body, because it's something I believe in. If I didn't do it, it would purely be because I just don't want to be affiliated to any company. I'm pretty sure I would never do it because of what I just said, the second half of that. But I'm not saying that I have a problem with people that do you know? I know there's lots of people that are affiliated to companies, and if you believe in that company and you think that company's doing a good thing, there's nothing wrong with being affiliated to that company. That's fine. I just hate the idea of being somebody who pushes a product. In fact, I just wouldn't do it. You know, I would never do it. That doesn't align with what I believe. And also, I love my audience. I love you guys. And I would hate for anybody to think that I was deceiving anybody to try and profit off of ye, because that's not my intention at all. I have these conversations and I show you these things, and I talk to the camera because I enjoy it for myself, and I really hope that other people get something out of it. I would love for this to turn into my career or something that I could make a living out of, but it is not my primary goal at all. If you have a problem with that or anything that I've just said, I don't understand how you could, but that's just the truth of it. I really hope that this answers some of the questions that you have about my equipment, because the jacket specifically, I must get 100 DMs a day about the jacket. People asking me where can I get it, because I don't think it's for sale anymore as far as I know. I haven't gone looking for it because I already have one, but everybody texts me and go, oh, I've searched for it everywhere and I can't find it. So I think that it is actually quite hard to find. I think that maybe it was something that was sold for a short period of time and I just got really lucky that she bought it for me at that time. And the bag, I get asked a lot. I think that Klattermusen, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, sell a load of really great equipment. Again, I don't know about the ethics of that company, but they're worth checking out. The North Face, everybody knows. I think their jackets are great, but if you're considering buying a jacket, I do urge you to buy something more ethical, maybe Patagonia. I actually don't know about the ethics of North Face that much. I might be coming down on a company that's actually doing really well, and I don't know. Probably should have done some research before this video. But anything else I mentioned, it's just good equipment. I don't know anything about the companies. If you would like me to do a video on the tent when I get it, feel free to ask. And if you would like me to do a video on my camera equipment, I'll do that as well. Thank you so much for watching me ramble on about all of my stuff. I hope that this answered a few questions for you, either my morals about buying clothes or the equipment that I use. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.